Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here at Jew. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button and the like button, and please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to Wednesday's edition of the DCEU Daily. Patty Jenkins is keeping some very, very interesting company. Now, first of all, let me say this. Patty Jenkins is one of the most talented directors I've ever seen before. You know, her Wonder Woman movie is beautiful, magnifique. It's amazing. It looks amazing. She gets performances. She's awesome, right? We can say that. There's no question about it. She seems a very positive lady, a very nice lady, and I want to be clear about this before I do this video. But I thought it was very important with what's going on with Jodys Corner right now. I think it's very, very important that we put that out there. So, first of all, we need subtext. So, basically, we do need subtext here. Now, Jodys Corner is a passionate DC fan. Right? That's what he is. And I think in the early days, he never liked Snyder, but he was a lot more, let's say, polite about his disdain about the director. But I think it's ever since Zack Snyder's Justice League was kind of announced to be streaming on HBO Max next year that he really lost it. And I think half of this is sensationalism. You know, toxicity makes money. We discussed this on yesterday's DCEU Daily, didn't we? And there's some people who love toxicity and don't mind who comes at them. Although Jodys Corner has blocked a lot of DCEU fans, so he's obviously not that adverse. You know, he's not that bulletproof when it comes to getting flack. But toxicity sells. Now, what I'm not going to be doing is quoting you what he said about Ray Fisher. I'm going to read you Ray's reaction to that. I'm able to tolerate a lot of things. Homophobic name calling is not one of them. Not sure who the person heard laughing in the background is, but they should both be ashamed. Thank you, Pointer Lounge, for shining a light on this ignorance. Accountability over entertainment. Oh dear. You know what Ray's doing? It's like when Batman and BVS is stamping people and then they're basically getting killed in prison. Right, this is what Ray's doing with his accountability over entertainment. It's like he's going, all right, we'll deal with this one as well. But yeah, it was a racist slur. I do not want to repeat it. First of all, I don't want the video deleted, and I don't want my account deleted. And first of all, and another way, it's disgusting, right? So we don't want to be repeating nonsense like that. But before it was the Snyder hate, and it went deep, and he was seeing what he could get away with, right? Because as I say, toxicity sells. And this is because what happens is when you're someone like Jodys Corner, it's all very well if you can, mold the toxicity into money, which he's been doing. He's been doing very well because every time we talk about Jody, he's making money. And obviously, I don't want to be talking about the bloke, but this is Big Mouth. This is the DCEU Daily. We need to talk about current events. And this is current events going on right now. So, that's one thing. This, homophobic slur against Ray Fisher, the toxicity aimed towards Zack Snyder. But it's come to my attention that there is a connection between Jodys Corner and Patty Jenkins, of all people. And I'm not saying he's her illegitimate son or anything like that. Now, I'm not going to clarify if he's got any role in Wonder Woman 84. That's not what I'm going to do here. But I can tell you that, and I'm sure if Patty Jenkins knew about this homophobia aimed towards Ray Fisher, she would be saying, it's disgusting. I'm not going to have anything more to do with this guy. But she's a fan of his, right? And she has met him before because I've seen a video where he's with a camera and he's going, right now I'm going to introduce you to someone who knows how to make DC films, who's taking over DC. Basically, another slur against Snyder. Then there's Patty Jenkins. Patty's very excited to see him. I love you. You're so honest and passionate, or whatever she says. So she knows of him. I think they actually hugged, right? There's nothing wrong with this. You can be friends and you can associate yourself with whoever you want. Now, I'm not saying they're close friends or anything, but clearly she's kind of got a connection towards this very toxic person. And this is very troubling. Now, it's not looking that better for Patty when you think about how closely she's working with Jeff Johns. And they're even doing this for Mascara, Amazonian, movie spin-off as well. So they're writing that together, and they pitched that together to Warner Media as well. Jeff Johns is a man that the fandom know now because of people working, in the DCEU with Zack, that this man was trying to destroy what Zack built. That was the reason we got Justice League instead of Justice League, right? We know all of this. So, is she a friend of Zack's? I mean, she's always been very flattering. They worked together on Wonder Woman 84. He helped her with the choreography because she felt she wanted the film to have some connection to the outer DCEU as well. And so it's a very interesting kind of events, a moulding of events, if you like, where she's all of a sudden, hey, I love you, Jodys Corner, and then it's, hey, I love you, Jeff Johns. It isn't great, is it? It's not looking good for her in the reputation. Now, she's not going anywhere. She's still a great director. I still think she's an awesome person, and she's always been positive towards the male and female fans, and I've always loved her rhetoric in terms of that. And Wonder Woman 84 is one of the best films I've ever seen. Nobody can argue that. It is amazing. But this isn't a good look for Patty. It isn't. And, she's going to have to come out and say something. Now, I'm not too confident that she will. You'll be surprised how many things happen in the entertainment industry where people just ignore them and they'll go away. She clearly likes this guy. She clearly thinks he's passionate and he's a straight talker. But now he's came out against Ray Fisher. It's not good. Now, if he just attacked Ray Fisher the normal way people do, right, with an opinion, but the homophobia. But what's worse about this homophobia, he pretends he's saying something that Kanye West says. Jodie, you said it. You said it, lad. There's no denying you said it, and you can bring whoever you want to corroborate what you said or didn't say. And what did he say on his Twitter post? The king has spoken. King. There's only one king here, Jodie, and that's me. Look at my crown. Because to be a king, you don't need a lot of followers or a lot of subscribers or a really famous director embracing you on a video. Because all you need to be a king is self-worth and self-confidence. And you see, in that aspect, I'm the greatest motherfucker in the valley. And this is the problem with some of these people. They think they're something that they're not. They literally think they're kings. Few followers, few likes, and they think they can say what they want. That's not the way it works, mate. That's not what fame's about. You're not famous if you have to point a video at a director who embraces you so you can show how connected you are. And whether or not, you have an extra role in Wonder Woman 84, which I know, obviously, because I've seen a 90-minute test screening, right? But I'm not going to qualify that or corroborate that because I don't think that's right. We sign agreements, that's important. But the point being here, it doesn't matter what you do, Jodie. A celebrity has class, has grace, and doesn't take sides. You, my friend, have become very popular and famous because you've taken a stance against a human being. It is okay to say you don't like Zack Snyder's movies, that you believe DC movies should be made in a different way by a different person. It's totally okay, and that's coming from a Zack Snyder fan. It is not okay to go for the actors that work for him, right? It is not okay to go for Zack Snyder in that way. It is not okay. These are not my rules, right? Even though I am a king, I am a self-proclaimed king now, right, Jodie? And you're nothing, mate. You're nothing because take away your subs, take away your popularity. What have you got? Nothing. What have I got? Say it all together. I have self-worth. Worth. I have self-confidence. That's the difference between you and me, mate. 50 people are going to come in to watch this video. Probably, maybe a bit less. That's okay, don't feel sorry for me. But the point is, these people think their popularity and their notoriety makes them something bigger than everybody else. The Queen isn't the Queen. The Queen of England isn't the Queen because she had 100 million followers. It's because it's in her blood. And my blood, Jody, is worth more than yours. I know. And nobody with just, 850 followers or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It might even be 750. Don't care anymore, right? And we all know how low my view count is. That's fine. That's fine. But the point being, I know I'm superior to people like you, Jody. There's a lot of people like you on YouTube who've got a big following, who think they're bigger than everybody else and they can say whatever they want and they think they can abuse whoever they want. And I'm calling notice on people like you. Homophobic attacks will not be tolerated. Racist attacks will not be tolerated. You don't like the dceu by Snyder? That's fine. You keep on chewing those mushrooms, boy. But at the end of the day, there's a line you don't cross. And racism and homophobia is certainly it. Surely, as a gentleman of colour, you understand that, Jody. How many times, I'm sure people have been racist towards you because of the colour of your skin. How do I know that? Because that's the society we live in. So how can a gentleman of colour, who's obviously had to face discrimination and things like that, right, act homophobic towards a fellow gentleman of colour? A gentleman like Ray Fisher. Why? I don't get you, Jody. But, do you know what? I'm acting naive and dumb now. Of course I do. Toxicity sells. And they don't care who they throw down the river to make the green and keep the fame. After all, Paddy Jenkins is his big pal, right? Something else you're going to learn very, very quickly, Jody. These people drop you like a hot potato when it gets a bit too controversial. That's Hollywood. I know the entertainment industry. I know media. You don't. And this is what I was talking about yesterday with ordinary people in the dceu fandom who don't understand fame and the entertainment industry, but think that they do. They think they've got a few subs and a few followers, right? I'm part of the, I'm part of royalty now. You're not. You're nothing. Because if you step out of this fandom, nobody's ever heard of you before. That's the point. You know who knows Kevin Costner? Do you think it's just people within the dceu and the Man of Steel fandom who know Kevin Costner and Russell Crowe? No. Everybody knows Kevin Costner and Russell Crowe. That's real class and real fame. But this is my point about, the elites within the dceu community. They step out that community and nobody's ever heard of you before. And that's the point. And I love you and I'm happy for you for your success. So before people get ahead that big, think about that. You're not Kevin Costner, you're not Russell Crowe, and you never will be. And in terms of the Jodys Corner situation, I'm sure he's going to keep on putting on the cape of controversy. But it will be interesting to see how Patty Jenkins responds to this. Because fans have uncovered it. That she's a fan of his. That he had a camera at a convention and she embraced him. And said some really nice things about him. It isn't a good look for you, Patty. And I love you and I love your art. But you need to speak out against this person. Because before this, I ignored this subject of Jodys Corner. I wasn't interested. He's just another hater. I can't be reacting to every hater. I'm a busy guy. But when you start being homophobic as well to a fellow person of colour who's never done anything to you, then you've lost. You've lost me. I can't ignore you and I can't respect you. Not that you want my respect. But this is a crossing a line just to make that, just to have a little fame. I'm sorry, Jody. You're finished. You don't think that you are? But very quickly, you're going to find people within the entertainment industry that maybe you rub shoulders with. And I'm sure you rub shoulders with quite a few. Because entertainers and celebrities like to rub shoulders with celebrity YouTubers, right? But you're going to find those people disappearing very, very quickly. And if you ever see this video, Jody, you're going to see that weird Greek Cypriot geezer in Cyprus was right. How does someone with 50 views know more than me? Because I've had loads of lifetimes of experience, my friend, because I'm embedded in the industry. I'm not famous, but I'm embedded. That's the difference between you and me. I don't need 1 million subscribers to feel worthwhile, because I am worthwhile. I don't just call myself the king. I am the king. Comment down below. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with even more DCEU Daily. See you again soon.